Hello, this is Kate, and I'm doing a tarot reading using my Osho Zen Tarot deck. And I'm doing a reading for Jill. And Jill has a question about making a move. She's thinking of moving across the country to pursue a totally different career. And she just can't really make up her mind whether or not she should stay where she is or if she should make the move. So we're going to do a tarot reading to see if we can give her a little bit of clarity on the issue. So I'm going to cut the deck. Okay, and then I'm just going to choose the cards. Okay. So the first card that I'm going to turn over represents Jill. So this represents Jill and the issues she's dealing with right now and kind of what issues she's having. So this card is the card of conditioning. And just want to make sure you can see that. Okay, so this card to me indicates that at times she doesn't feel a real connection to those around her. So she might feel like kind of an outcast in her current job, or even amongst her friends and family. She might feel very different from those around her, almost as if others don't really understand her properly. And this card also indicates to me that she has a vast amount of power and energy at her disposal, but she doesn't yet know it. So if you look at this card closely, you'll see that this is a lion amongst sheep, and he's got rope tied around his feet. And so, like, the gist of this card is that this lion doesn't realize that he isn't one of the sheep. He thinks he's one of the sheep. And so this tells me that she isn't yet aware of her power, and that's something that she's dealing with right now. So this next card is going to represent what would happen if she moved across the country to pursue this new career. And this is Thunderbolt, and this is the tower in the traditional tarot deck. So right here we've got Thunderbolt. And this shows to me that if she does move, things aren't going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of challenges. And even though this is usually kind of a negative card, I see this card as quite positive because it's showing me that she's going to be doing a lot of releasing. So she's going to be breaking down, the old... I'm just going to lift this camera up here so you get a better view. She's going to be breaking down sort of the old belief structures, the old barriers that have existed for her before, and she's going to be kind of breaking free of these and sort of starting fresh. So if she does move, there's going to be some difficulties. There's going to be some cutting of ties from her, maybe her friends or relationships, but she's going to be sort of building from the ground up. So she's starting fresh, she's starting new. This is kind of like a rebirth for her. Now, if she stays, if she decides to stay, let's see what that would look like. Okay, so we've got the card of friendliness. So friendliness tells me that if she stays, things are going to be pretty nice. Things are going to be easy. She's going to have a lot of people around her. Her social life, her relationships are going to be really solid, really strong. She's going to feel really grounded and connected, and things will be really good. They're not going to be as challenging as if she does do the move. Just comparing the two cards. It's not going to be as challenging for her. It's going to be easier. So it kind of all, both are good cards in a way, but they're both very different. So it's just depending on sort of what challenges or what kind of growth she's open to at this point. So the next card is going to indicate how she needs to see the situation and how she needs to act. And we've got projections. So what projections tells me is that she needs to become a little bit more self-aware and notice when there's people around her who get under her skin. So be aware of sort of people, places, situations that really drive you crazy. Because often when we have sort of an aspect of ourselves that we're trying to deal with, but we can't seem to deal with, we will often project those things onto other people. So something that you're trying to heal within yourself will often kind of pop up for you in your relationships or your, work relationships in order to force you to deal with those things. So this just indicates to me to really kind of look at any relationship that isn't going well and be aware of this tendency to project. So I'm thinking, just by looking at all these cards here, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say that it might be a relationship that is causing her to kind of hold back a bit on moving. And that's what's causing a lot of tension, is a current relationship. And so moving on, we've got the final card, and this is the outcome card. So this is how things are going to turn out. Okay, and we've got the card of possibilities. And this is a really nice card, and this tells me that she is going to be doing some traveling. And sometime in the near future, she's going to be at a sort of a different place in her life where she can rise above the current kind of issues and dramas of her life to see things more clearly. So she's going to have a totally different perspective on things, probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. She's going to have a better kind of overview of her life and get a better perspective on the options that are open to her and where she needs to go.